Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for part 5 of the decent to good albums of 2020 video, the end of the year video that I've been doing most of the day. So I'm going to continue where I left off with the number I was at for the list and let you know what I think of these albums and my thoughts on it for this end of the year list. So let's start off again at number 21 with Miley Cyrus Plastic Hearts. Now, this was a good album. A few songs I wasn't sure about liking, like Prisoner. Prisoner is pretty catchy. It would have been in my top 20, but it didn't make the cut for the top 20, but at least it got somewhere. So, yeah, Miley Cyrus's Prisoner song was good. The title track actually was good. I was surprised. I had to hear it a couple more times to get used to the song. And What the Fuck Do I Know is good. What is it? Bad Karma featuring Joan Jett is a pretty good song. Uh, and the last track, Golden G String, I think it's called, is it's fine. Some of the songs kind of get a little weird. Midnight Sky, probably not my favorite song, but yeah. Prisoner, Plastic Hearts, and Bad Karma are probably my favorites. And her cover on the Zombie song as well. So at number 21, we have Miley Cyrus with Plastic Hearts. Number 20, we have Biba Doobie with Fake It Flowers. This actually made it in my top 20 because it was a good album. Uh, Care was a good song. I like, what is it? Well, I can't remember what that song was called. It's the second song on the album. But it's been a little while since I heard the album. How Was Your Day was one of the weaker songs, but Together was a good song. Yoshimi Forest Magnum or whatever it's called. Good song. Uh, wasn't sure about what to think of it, but yeah, it's a good song. For what it is. Um, it has been a little while since I heard the album, so yeah, I'm kind of screwing up on this video to be honest. But yeah, Worth It, that's what it was called. Sorry that I moved the camera up a little away from my face. If I did that, I'm really sorry. Worth It is what it was called. That was a good song. Um, and there were many others. But yeah, at number 20 we had Biba Doobie with Fake It Flowers. Number 19 we have AC/DC with Power Up. Now this was a good album. uh, this is where the albums start to get more interesting, where you start to really like the list that I'm gonna deliver for the end of the year lists and all that. But towards the end of this video, I'm gonna get closer to the last 12, I think. But AC/DC Power Up was a good album. Demon Fire was good. Most of the songs do sound the same, but Code Red I really like. Um, Money Shot was pretty catchy for what it was. And Shot in the Dark is a really good song. I really like that one. Yeah, their songs do sound the same, but Realize is a good song. Through the Mists of Time is pretty good. There's a lot of good hits on this album, but I think Code Red's got to be my personal favorite, and Demon Fire is really good too. I think those two have got to be my personal favorites. So, yeah, at number 19, we have AC/DC with Power Up. Number 18, we have Haley Steinfeld with Half Written Story EP. The song I Love Yous is actually a good song. I was surprised. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I thought I would, but I guess I did. But yeah, Half Written Story, the title track is, or I think that's what it was called. That one wasn't bad. The third track on the EP was a little cringy to listen through. Third or fourth track, it was one of those. But Wrong Direction kind of felt like an emotional track, but it was an emotional song to close out the EP, I guess you could say. But at number 18, we had Haley Steinfeld with Half Written Story. Number 17, we have Nicki with Moonchild. Now, there were some songs I can appreciate on this record and really like, but there are some that I'm not sure about liking. Like Tide was alright. Pandemonium was good in its own way, and Lose was pretty good. I enjoyed the Plot Twist song by Nicki. That was really good. I really liked that one. Drive On was an okay closing track to close the record. But Tide, the first track was alright. It had a pretty good. The first track had a pretty good what is it? Whatchamacallit? A good cliffhanger towards the end of the song where you get really hyped up for the next song, which is what is it? Shit. I'm trying to think of the song. Switchblade. Yeah, Switchblade. That's what it's called. Sorry that I had to really think about it. But yeah, at number 17 we had Nicki with Moonchild. Number 16 we have Carrie Underwood with My Gift. Now I know this probably is not a great pick to put at number 16, but I think it was because I like this album. I didn't like the fourth track, the Little Drummer Boy song. That one, I would skip that song. Because it was horrible with her son singing in it, to be honest. I'm trying not to be too critical, but I'm just pointing out a fact. It just didn't sound good. It sounded annoying. And I wouldn't commend Carrie Underwood. I know she wanted to try something with her son with the song, which is nice and all, but it didn't work for that song. But the rest of the songs are really good with her voice, and I really like majority of these tracks. Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee is pretty good, and others like that. So at number 16, we had Carrie Underwood with My Gift. Number 15, we have Green Day with Father of All Motherfuckers. This was good in its own way. I was surprised with the other tracks. I know a lot of people are saying, it's not Green Day's best album, but it's a good album. It just takes time to grow on you. Stab You in the Heart was kind of a pretty catchy tune. The last track, Graffitia, was pretty good. Meet Me on the Roof was pretty catchy with how it was going, but Billy Joe Armstrong tried a little too hard with the first few songs. Oh Yeah was average, and the first two songs, Ready Aim Fire, or Fire Ready Aim, I think it's called. Yeah, Fire Ready Aim, and the first track, Father of All, wasn't that good. They were disappointing. But overall, I thought the album was good in its own way. So yeah. At number 15, we had Green Day with Father of All Motherfuckers. At number 14, we have JoJo with Good to Know. Now, this was a good album in its own way. Uh, Not particularly the best, but there were a few songs that were good. Um, there was one that was a little too sexual, but it she chose to make what she wanted to make, but I can't remember most of the songs. But I did enjoy majority of this album. So at number 14, we had JoJo with Good to Know. Sorry that I couldn't talk about most of the songs or pretty much any of the songs. I just pretty much forgot what the song names were. You'd have to remind me in the comment section below. I know I'm kind of screwing up on this video a little bit. But to continue on, we have number 13 with Charlie XCX with How I'm Feeling Now. This was a good album. Anthems was probably one of my favorites. The last song, Visions, I think it's called. A little cringy, but I can understand why she made it. 7 years, I think it's called, is one of the tracks, and it's a good song. Her auto-tune in it sounds fine, but uh it actually works with this album. It sounds pretty good. But yeah, I think she felt lonely in this whole album when she was making this, and kind of isolated and, well, horny. I know that sounds a little weird of me to say, but yeah, it had to be said. Just like, I can see where she's feeling isolated and all that and trapped uh, inside her house and all that because of COVID and all that. Uh, but everyone had to go through the stay-at-home order thing. And yeah, at number 13, we had Charlie XCX with How I'm Feeling Now. Sorry that I said the horny word. I probably shouldn't have said that. I made the slightest slip up on this video, but I don't really care. Uh, I said what I said, and I kind of meant what I said, but I tried to do it with a little more class, but kind of stay true and blunt about things. But yeah, number 12, we have Sam Smith with Love Goes. This is going to have to be the last album I talk about, and then I'll have to come at you for part 6 in the next video. But Love Goes was a good album. There was surprisingly a lot of good tracks. The title track is okay. Kids Again was a really good song. I really liked that one. How Do You Sleep was one of my favorites. Young was pretty good. I'm Ready is good. Promises is pretty good. But I think How Do You Sleep, Diamonds is good. And Kids Again are my favorites. Forgive Myself was pretty good too. So there were a lot of good tracks on this album. A few disappointing ones, but like My Oasis and So Serious was alright. Or Dance Till You Love Someone Else, I think it's called. Or something like that. But yeah, number 12, we had Sam Smith with Love Goes. I'm going to have to return to you for part 6 of the decent to good albums of 2020 video. But I hope you enjoyed this one. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. Sorry that I said the word horny in this video. I didn't mean to say it like that. I just was being blunt a little bit. And it kind of made a little more sense because that Charlie XCX album was about trying to trying to look sexy in that album art or whatever that she's doing. But I will be returning to you for part 6 of decent to good albums of 2020 videos. So definitely stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in my next part of decent to good albums of 2020 video.